Bobo C-Type here with round 4 of a modern preliminary. This hand is a little interesting. I do like that I can cast the Rune Halo right away. I like that I have lands. So I'm gonna keep it, but it's an interesting one. It's one card away from being a very, very good hand, and as it is, it's just an okay hand. We'll start with the Flagstones and pass. Our opponent starts with Urza's Power Plant, so we're up against Tron, and this hand is okay against Tron. We've got removal, we've got land destruction here. We've got enough to get by, I feel like. So what we're going to do, we're just going to cast a Plains. We're going to act as if we're powerless, even though, you know, if I'm being honest, Tron is pretty much how we lose this tournament. Or how we lose our ability to break even in this tournament. But, you know, that comes with the territory, I suppose. Will they crap map here? Their Tron lands don't match, and that stresses me out. For obvious reasons. We have so much land destruction here. And they will map for what? For the other tower? Or for the other Tron land? The other piece, so to speak. Waste. So this could be Eldrazi Tron, which is the best Tron flavor for us. If it's not mono green Tron, you know, we're doing all right. And we'll get in for one and pass. No shame in attacking with a Martyr of Sands, I suppose. They do get an Eldrazi Temple here. Thought not. No thought not. Maybe thought not. Yay, thought not. So this is Eldrazi Tron, which is, of all the Tron variants, you know, the one we can have the easiest time with. I don't know what they take here with the Thought Not Seer. It'll be interesting to see. I do want to draw a board wipe pretty quickly here, just in case they try to smash her. What's awkward here is we want to keep lands, but we also want to destroy their Eldrazi Temple. So going back and forth there. They do end up taking a Martyr of Sands. Yeah, our hand is not really, like, Thought Not Seeing our hand doesn't really make a ton of sense. So what we'll do here is, even though if I Runed Halo Thought Not Seer, I don't get to draw cards, I think it still ends up being the right call. Especially since we drew the second Runed Halo. They find another basic waste here. And now we don't have to worry about blocking Thought Not Seer, and we can just keep playing Magic here. They find another mine. Or they have a mine, so they could have assembled Tron if we hadn't blown it up. Chalice on 1. Yeah, alright. That makes sense. I'm okay with that path. I'm going to take a moment to blow up Tron here. I would really love to draw a Crucible of Worlds. That would be my ideal here. What? Spatial Contortion, maybe, is what they could be tapping for? Double colorless at instant speed. Oh, okay. Yeah, they want to exile my Martyr. That is fine. I will not let them do that, and I will gain 6 life here. They've seen my hand. And they don't have any more basics. That's really good for us. That's really good for us. If we hit that Crucible of Worlds, we're in big business. Scavenger Grounds is a very good card to have in main against us. Karn. This feels like a Karn. Chalice on 2. Going hard in the paint with some chalices. I mean, yeah. Not much I can do about that. Just got to draw my 4th land here. Come on, Crucible. Come on, Crucible. Now we really need the Crucible. Ghostly Prison is a card. I don't think they realized that they had a Chalice on 2 for that Warping Wheel. They tried to put a token out. Ballista on 2. They do have mana to get their Ballista through here. We can't seem to draw lands to get our Ranger on. So what to do here? There's an Eldrazi Temple. Counter on Ballista. I mean, Ballista does slowly kill us. Like, it's an escalating clock for sure. Alright. So we'll tap that Flagstones and blow it up. The unfortunate thing here is we are just getting cards that we will eventually discard. This is really coming out more because it's a 3/2 than anything else. So we've already got a Martyr in the graveyard, so let's get a Serra and a Weathered Wayfarer. If we can find a way to resolve that Weathered Wayfarer, we're doing something really spectacular. I do like that we have access to Cavern of Souls off the top here. So they Ballista down our Ranger of Eos, put a counter on it, and then attack for 2. That is a play. Perfectly valid. Emeria is fine. I'm just going to keep getting cards here and make them kill Ranger of Eoses. Let's get a Martyr and a Serra. And then we'll pass. We do have access to both board wipes here. We actually can't cast Winds of Abandon because even if we overload it, its CMC stays at 2. So that is that. We get a Ranger-Captain of Eos. So that gets us another card. This time we will discard a Serra Ascendant. And the less likely we are to draw those, the more likely we are to draw an answer here. Counter on Ballista. Dismember? Alright, we're dismembering. Let's put a Ghost Quarter on the bottom of the graveyard. Or on the bottom of our library, I mean. And then we'll activate this, I guess. And we'll discard a Serra Ascendant to hand size. Our opponent has reached the point where assembling Tron is pretty irrelevant. So there is that. Here comes the Reality Smasher. All is dust. Woof. The big woof. All is dust. Alright, well now we definitely need to draw that board wipe. That is not it. Yep, we got a 2-turn clock here. Can they kill me? So they go up to 8, which gets me down to 6, so no, they can't. Matter Shaper. That doesn't do it for us, I think. Yeah, no. That is just gonna bring out a concession. Big sad. But it's a winnable Tron matchup. If we were gonna play against Tron sometime in these 5 rounds, which it's inevitable that we will, I'd rather it be this Tron deck than any other Tron deck. We'll bring in the Disenchants. We'll bring in Stony Silence. And we will bring in Hex Parasite seems very good, as does Sorcerous Spyglass, as does Damping Sphere. We've got a lot of sideboard for Tron. Let's bring in Aven Mindcensor too. Maybe we won't keep it around, but maybe we will. So if we cut Ballista, we cut Heliod. I don't want to cut too many paths, but I could cut a path or two, just because Chalice 1 is so brutal. Yeah, let's go down to 2 paths. 1 proc is fine. I actually don't think I'm going to end up needing the Aven Mindcensors. And then I love Cleansing Nova here. I really do. I love Wrath of God. I love Ghostly Prison. Runed Halo is, if I'm being honest, Runed Halo is a little weak. It did save our bacon there, but so would have a removal spell. So would have a removal spell. So a removal spell would have as well. So, yeah. And I do like Elspeth here. I like the number of Wraths I'm running. Let's cut a Serra. I do want to start with turn 1 Serra, turn 2 Martyr, swing for 6, but I think the amount of sideboard we're bringing in justifies cutting down on the main strategy a little bit. This hand feels good. This hand feels really good. It doesn't have a way to stop Tron, unfortunately, but it does have, Hex Parasite ends up being very strong. Martyr of Sands ends up being very strong. Stony Silence ends up being very, very good. And then Ghostly Prison kind of closes it out. Ghostly Prison without shutting down Tron is a little rough, but there's a chance they just keep an Eldrazi centric hand. So we will see. We will see. They mulligan all the way down to 5, which is great for us. I wish I knew what was growling and yelling out there, but I don't. It's not my dog. Let's start with the Hex Parasite, get in some early damage. I guess bringing in Hex Parasite and Stony Silence is a funny joke. I should have cut the Hex Parasite in hindsight. Jokes. Big jokes. And that kills their map, which I gotta imagine they were banking on that map a little bit since they mulled to 5. Do they just have it? Do you have it, Guts? Chalice on 1. Field of Ruin off the top, please. Crucible is a card. Let's cast a Martyr into the Chalice. If we get a Field of Ruin, that Crucible of Worlds is fantastic. I would actually prefer, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know why I didn't attack there, just kind of got a hit of myself. I would actually prefer the Ghost Quarter because then we get them off lands entirely. Blast Zone. Really bummed that I'm just kind of rotting at 2 lands here. Like, my hand wants that 3rd land so badly, and if I had had it by now, we'd be so far ahead. If they have a land, they can just Blast Zone that Stony Silence. They don't put a counter on Blast Zone, though. Matter of Shaper. Okay. Can't even Winds of Abandon my own Hex Parasite. But I can Winds of Abandon their Matter Reshaper, and I will. And what essentially happens here is when they try to Blast Zone my Stony Silence, I activate Hex Parasite to take that counter off Chalice of the Void. We're both kind of just stuck here. I really want that 3rd land. Oh, I really want that 3rd land. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Mana Screw is a real thing. This would be a good hand for Weathered Wayfarer. I mean, at this point, I was really just using Hex Parasite as a dismember. As a damage sink, so dismembering it gives it that. Here's where they blow up my Stony Silence. Ugh. Ugh, ugh, ugh. 7 turns, haven't drawn a single land. I guess 6 draws, I haven't drawn a single land. And now they will Expedition map next turn and cast a big thing, I imagine. Yep, that's how that goes. So they have Mindstone. Do they not have a payoff card for Tron? Are they trying to draw a payoff card here? They are. They're trying to find a payoff card. And they found it. I've seen better payoff cards. There's the third land we were so desperately looking for, but now how do we go about this? I think we go for Ranger Cap this time around. To get some more stuff in the graveyard. To get a Weathered Wayfarer in the graveyard. And that way we can disrupt Tron again. Yeah, no, I like this game plan a lot. Whew. They are coming correct though. They're doing what they need to do here. So I'm gonna take 5 here. They take my proc, which feels correct. I'm gonna take 5 here. There's no use blocking it when I could block the Thought Knot next turn. Okay. Okay. So we play the Crucible of Worlds this turn. Go down to 5. We'll start by getting them off of Tron here. Yeah, I feel like so far so good. And then, ooh, do they just have another dismember? Yep, that's how that goes. That is decidedly how that goes. Okay, yeah, that's a bummer. Bummer. But sometimes we just get stuck on 2 lands for 7 turns, 8 turns. I mean, this game goes very... Wow, and then they just have Tron again. Cool. Okay. Are we actually... Does that keep us in this? I think it does. I think that absolutely keeps us in this. Holy wow. What a lucky draw. Martyr blocks Thought Knot Seer and then scoops up all the damage from Reality Smasher. Something big coming here, another Smasher. We still survive, though. We still survive that. Now we don't. So 12, 13, yep. Okay. Yep, that's Tron for you. Tron doing Tron things. We were lucky to top deck the Disenchant, but turns out they just had an extra Tron piece after we got them off Tron a couple different times. So, big sad, but that is how it goes. We're out of contention now. I'll play the last one just for the video and see how it goes. See you in the next one.